if it's going to be bad weather, they cancel it. And they say, we're going to cancel the launch. We're going to wait till the weather is good. And then we'll launch the doggone rocket. Why is it that they see the storm coming? It's looking like it's going to be bad. And they still try to go through with it. We're back. We're back. We're back. The new watchers on the wall. Excited for season 2 of From. And I know you guys are like, where have you guys been? It's been a while. We tried to review a couple of other shows, but they kind of didn't pique our interest like From has. And to be honest about it, we started doing these reviews because of From. And they got a lot going on in season 2, episode 1. And while we were sitting down talking about it, I said, I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous about what's going on.
Why is that?
I'm gonna give a little bit about it, but not a lot, because I want to save it for the end as a review. But I feel like this was the first episode where they had us focusing on so many different people in one episode. We were focusing on Boyd. We're focusing on the little kid. We're focusing on Jade. We're focusing on Colony House. We're looking at all of these different people from their perspectives all in one episode. And the crazy thing to me was, with all that was going on, I feel like they should have done like what they did with season 1, which was, with season 1, they released the first, 3 episodes or something like that, or the first 2 or 3 episodes initially, and then they went to the 1 a week format. And I feel like that would have been a perfect situation for this one, because there was so much going on. But anyway, let's just get into the play-by-play, and then we'll kind of give our feedback as we go along.
Okay, so the first scene that we get is Boyd. He's ringing the bell, trying to get everybody, to get in their houses. But we know that he is, from last season, he's trapped inside the well. So we know that this has to be a dream sequence. We didn't see how he got out the well or what. So we automatically know that this is a dream sequence. And so he wakes up, and then we see a bus pull up at the diner. We've seen that previously in the past season. We know that the bus is going to be full of people, full of characters, and one in particular that everybody has been saying on the forums and Reddit, who has to be on that bus, right? And so
can I say something about the bus?
Okay.
I was really kind of taken back because on the bus, one of the gentlemen, I guess who's going to be a main character moving forward, African-American guy,
Elgin.
He's acting like he's recognizing this location in this place, which is really interesting. So they kind of get off of the bus, and it was weird to me that, they got off the bus, they're kind of standing in the rain, and then you have the people from Colony House who've noticed that, oh my God, this bus is here. Different people are starting to notice, so they start to come up with this plan of attack of how they're going to tell these people, yo.
And it's not very much, it's not really a plan. It's like, hey, get the shotguns and meet me down to the diner. There's really no plan, and I don't know if it's because, time is of the essence, and it's about to get dark, and there's no way that you can really explain these things to people. But my thing is like, in this type of situation, you just gotta know that some people are not gonna make it, because they're not going to believe you.
They're not gonna get with the program.
They're not gonna get with the program. So what approach do you go with? Do you go with like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell you this, and you do what you want with the information, or do you do what Donna did, which blow a hole in the tire of the bus, and and set off a warning shot and try to make people get into the diner? And I think really Donna's modus operandi is, it's from her seeing what happened to her sister when she got there, seeing her being ripped apart like very slowly, and that has really like stayed with her to the point where she just wants to save everybody.
Yeah,
and the
thing was, it's like the last episode, and then even this one, we're seeing Donna like super frantic, and to me, that's not Donna's character that they've kind of built up, but I guess they wanted to go with the emotion of the letdown of things not happening. Because even the last episode, she was using the axe. You want wood? Boom, boom, boom. And she seemed like she's got really distraught, and it seems like it's kind of carried over to this episode here, where she's frantic a lot. And everybody in the Colony House, everybody just seems in like level 10.
And there's no balancing act. Boyd was that in the pastor or the priest.
Yep.
They were like a balancing act for Donna, and I think that's kind of what those two places in the From Village, that's what I call it. You know, you've got the colony house. I call it the swingers mansion, and it's just chaos. You just got all of these people here, and you know, with no particular set bonds with each other. They're just kind of just here, kind of like a hippie commune, and it's just in your mind it's just chaotic. They've got the guns, Victor's Peaches or whatever. It's just kind of like a free for all. And then you have the village. Where there's set houses and set families and set where Boyd and the pastor are. So it's kind of like these two places have this, these
dichotomous relationships,
right,
like they're completely different
on each other. So now Boyd is gone, and there is no
Apple Watch.
There's no calming force, no clear head, and that's why you know.
You feel like she's a little distraught.
She's a little distraught. She doesn't have that balancing act, her partner there with her. And so Tim, is his name, the sheriff, is his name Tim?
Now, the Padawan, we'll get his name in a second.
Young Padawan,
but the Padawan, that's
what we called him last season. He has to step into that role. Doesn't know how to yet because he's shot that warning shot. But I predict that I'm gonna see him become more and more of a leadership and calming presence with Donna.
So then, as the episode is going on, people are frantically trying to get to the home where the well has collapsed and stuff like that, and they're trying to dig them out and things like that, and things just kind of go really bad. But this is when we also get a chance to see them going through the tunnel. We see Victor and
Tabitha are going through
this tunnel. And we get a chance to see some interesting things because we actually see what appears to be these monsters actually sleeping or whatever you want to call it.
Powered down. Or I don't know what is going on.
But what's weird to me is that they don't look like how they look when they're attacked, when they should see them at night. Because at night they're clean looking. They look like they're doing their thing. They look more humanoid. These things look more beastly. They look dirty. They look like they have been beat up type situation. So they're going through the tunnel and they're seeing these things, and then there's these paraphernalia around. We don't know why these things are here. Suitcases,
like
luggages.
Tokens. You know how serial killers, they'll take a token or like a finger. It seems like that's what that is with the wedding dress, the books, the puppet. All these different things down there that they're sitting next to. And also, I just want to say, I don't trust that little boy in white. I was saying last season that he kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know if we can trust him. He told Sarah to tell Boyd to go into the tree, and he ended up in a well. He told Victor to stay underground to help Tabitha get out, and it's like where the monsters are. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I should trust the young little
I
boy.
I look at it a little bit different because if the little boy hadn't got these people to these places, I don't think we get a peek into what's going on. I feel like we needed her to fall down in the basement. I feel like we needed Boyd to go to that well so he could come out, which we'll get to later. And I feel like there's going to be something important going on up there once he's up there. But I do feel like that, and we talked about this. I feel like this episode gave us 30 more questions and didn't answer no questions from season 1, which I'll talk about why I'm a little upset about that a little bit later. So let's just go through a little bit more of it. So
real quick, what do you feel about the house collapsing on Jim and the bartender?
Like once again, I feel like this episode had a lot going on. Then the bartender is running in looking concerned. And we talked about in our other videos that we feel like the bartender is a spy. We don't feel like he is. Yeah, we feel like he's like a spy for whoever's got this thing going on. We don't think that he's a good-hearted person. But then you have all these people trying to help them get out. I don't know why that was put there. Because I'm wondering, is somebody going to die? I guess it was for suspense purposes because now they got to leave them there. They got to stay up overnight with the monsters. So I don't know. Hopefully there is a good reason why that happened. because they certainly spent half of the episode almost on that. So hopefully there's something really meaningful
So
that's
maybe
going to come
we'll
from
get a
that.
chance to see how people survived in the From Village before they even knew about the talisman. So while they were in the colony house trying to get, all the equipment inside, because remember, they were building that tower.
Let me say something real quick, and I don't want to stay too long on them. I am really upset about that whole situation because, okay, to me, that was an opportunity. That could be a once in a lifetime opportunity to communicate that signal. And it's just like a rocket launch, right? When they launch a rocket, if it's going to be bad weather, they cancel it. And they say, we're going to cancel the launch. We're going to wait till the weather is good. And then we'll launch the doggone rocket. Why is it that they see the storm coming? It's looking like it's going to be bad. And they still try to go through with it.
Because of the panic and the hope.
No, stop it. Bring everything in the house. You got all this the equipment that y'all done rigged together. It's raining. You don't have no way to protect it. I'm upset about that. I feel like they should have said, this storm is coming. Let's knock this out tomorrow and not be rushing and stuff like that. But once again, I guess you don't have all the drama and the stuff if you don't do that.
But then again, too, I think, like I said before, I think that there's something, well, I didn't mention it before, but like the house collapsing and the light bulbs popping and the storm, I think that is being controlled.
Okay.
I think that is...
No, most definitely. There's something supernatural, or not even supernatural. It could be controlled by a machine, whatever. There's definitely something going on.
An experiment or what's going on. So Jade is seeing these visions of the symbol. And so he asks Ethan, where is Victor's room? They go in his room, and Ethan's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, well, I'm seeing this symbol
all the time.
Ethan is pretty much telling him, hey, symbols can mean two things. They could be bad or good. They can tell you to do bad things or do good things. So I think that's going to come into play later.
And then we also see that doll, and we see this doll,
the marionette,
as well. Which I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so the bus driver basically, the monsters are waking up in the tunnel. The bus driver is telling everybody, get on the bus. We got to leave them there. Donna panics and shoots a hole in the tire, and they can't go anywhere.
Yep.
People start scattering. Some people go into the abandoned cars, and some people go back into the diner. And we're going to kind of see... good things are not going to happen in the town with that. But we also get to see Boyd get out of the well. There's somebody up there talking to him saying, if you save me, I'm going to save you. He kicks down a rope. A rope comes down. He's able to get out. The weird thing is, though, the person that helped him is chained to a wall.
Or we don't know if that's the guy that helped him. So whoever threw the rope down there, it doesn't seem like it was the guy up against the wall, because he was chained against the wall. He looks old. He looks dehydrated. But he said something weird about Boyd's gun, and then he's like, "Is that a gun?" Almost as if
I can't see well. That's great. You got a gun. And he pretty much, can you kill me?
Kill me. And then that's basically kind of how the episode ends. So I guess it's time to kind of talk about like what we thought about the episode. All right. You're gonna get mad at me because you told me not to do this.
I told you not to.
It's my understanding that some of the writers for From also helped on, what was the other show?
Lost.
So I liked From so much, and when I heard that, I said, let me watch Lost.
And I told you, don't do it. Don't do it.
So I'm not really a TV person. If you know me, you know I write books and stuff like that. So I have to spend a lot of time doing other things. So I was never a TV person.
He's an intellectual.
Whatever. But nevertheless, I've started to do that more as a form of self-care because of the pandemic. And so I'm watching the other show, Lost. And I didn't realize it was so long, but not only was it so long, but each season was like 20 episodes. And I was thoroughly enjoying it until it got to the point where they discovered that the island could move. And you could climb down something and turn something, and the island could disappear and move and all of this. And then it got weirder when they escaped the island. Then they came up with a pact to go back to the island. And I was just like, all right, I can't deal with this anymore because it was losing me. This episode of From, first season episode, seems so different to me. In that I feel like this was the first time where they had us focusing on 5 or 6 different characters at the same time. Boyd, Jade, the little boy, Tabitha, what's the old boy's name in the tunnel with her? Victor. And then even the new guy, the new guy on the bus. So I'm like, why are you got us looking at, and it's going back and back and back and back and back and back, and then probably the thing that we were the most interested in learning about, they gave us like literally 1 minute of it, which is Boyd climbing out, and then it ends. And I'm getting nervous because I hope that they don't try to do too much, and by doing too much, they take away why we liked the show in the beginning. Like, I liked it the first season, like, it didn't have all these like kind of like corny jump scares and stuff. There were scary scenes, but they weren't jump scares necessarily, or they built up to it and they were good
more
horror
character
scenes.
driven.
Yeah, and so that's my fear a little bit. Do I like the first episode? Yeah. I kind of wish though that they would have maybe gave us the first 2 episodes that we could watch immediately.
Yes.
And then, excuse me, and then give us once a week. Because I felt like there was too much jumping around in this episode to just not give us more time to see what was going on.
It was almost like an info dump.
Yeah.
And as if I guess, I mean, I don't know if is it because there's only 8 episodes. There's a lot that has to go into the first episode. I'm not sure, but I really hope that we get some of these in
questions answered.
Yeah, because what I hate is with shows is that there's a supernatural element, or it could be a supernatural element, and you don't find out if it is. It just kind of continues. It's like, is it in people's heads? Is there a supernatural element or not? Like, I don't like guessing if it is or not. Let me know ahead of time if there is a supernatural element, so I know, okay, this is what we're dealing with. It's kind of like the same thing with Yellow Jackets. I don't know what is what. I mean, so it's kind of like I really that really bothers me.
Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, I'm still excited to see the show, and like I was joking, today is my birthday. I feel like MGM Plus dropped it on my birthday, so I was just as excited for this to start as I was when House of the Dragon started. Like I just couldn't wait. Like I was literally counting the days. So I'm hoping that From continues to give us that greatness. Like I said, this episode was a little busy for me, but I'm hoping that it was for a good reason. On
a good note, though, all the performances were excellent. All the the acting is across the board is stellar, and you can't go wrong with Harold Perrineau. So, but everybody is really doing a great job. As far as acting chops, Boyd is my favorite, and Kenny, the new sheriff in town, gives a really great, solid performance.
And I'm wondering, you want to know what's funny? And then we gonna end on this note. My boy Kenny just keep taking L's, but shoot, they be having so much going on. Are they gonna get it on?
Here's hoping that we get
I want my boy to get some love.
Some polyamory.
Yeah, I want my boy to get some love. He deserves it.
Maybe he'll move to Colony House.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to go join Colony House, cuz.
Come out wearing a flower crown and no shirt on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we hope Kenny can get some love. Maybe he'll find somebody on the bus. I don't know.
And we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe, because we will be covering every episode of this show.
Because this is a From channel, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, Two Crows, the new Watchers on the Wall, watching shows for you. We're going to try to watch more than From, but, we do have real jobs and real life gets in the way, but we will definitely come back to you guys next week with episode 2. See you next week.
1, 2, 3, fucking science.